I've been investing $60 every paycheck into 12 dividend paying stocks for the past 90 weeks, and you're about to see what it's turned into. In this series that I do every other Monday right here on the channel, I wanted to not only show that anyone can invest, but also show that you too can create a 100% completely passive income.
So,
welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time here. My name is Troy, and today I'm going to dive into my real cash portfolio that I began right here on YouTube to show what building a passive income portfolio looks like from the ground up. Now, this is the 46th episode, so if you happen to be about 45 episodes behind, I'll link episode 1 above so you can get to know the ins and outs of this portfolio. But now, let's quit messing around and get into the video. Last episode, this portfolio dipped a little bit after several weeks straight of up and to the right, but was still sitting with an impressive balance of $3,081.93. We were looking at gains of $351.01, or 13.03% since starting this portfolio from $0. While there are many things out of our control in the market, there are some things that we can always control, one of those being consistency. With that in mind, let's take a look at the latest buys and moves in this portfolio. All of this episode's buys took place on October 3rd of 2025. Since this portfolio is now 90 weeks old and the goal is to add $5 into each stock bi-weekly, the goal amount for each of the 12 positions now sits at $230. And here you can see that we're right on track, or at least close enough to count, since Fidelity doesn't let us invest anything under $1 at a time. Now let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit and check out the overall trend of this portfolio and some bigger picture numbers. Looking at this chart, you can see the ebbs and flows of this portfolio from day one. Timing the market is very hard, and some might say it's impossible, which is why we just do good old-fashioned dollar cost averaging every other week so we don't wind up missing out on the best days, since we don't know when they will happen. If you look to the far right of this chart, where we are now, you can see that with episode 46, we did manage to recoup some of the losses from last episode, and hopefully we can keep it going in the right direction. One thing I did want to mention with this chart versus the last time I showed this chart in the series, I switched this from the amount of dollars and cents this portfolio was up or down to the total percentage this portfolio was up or down. After comparing the charts side by side this week, honestly, there isn't that much of a difference, but I think I like this tracking a little bit better. Overall, this portfolio now has a total value of $3,204.53, and that dot for today's episode has this portfolio up $412.29, or 14.97%. all time. Now I wanted to go ahead and share with you which stocks are doing the best and which ones are stinking up the place with this episode's best and worst performers. With this update, once again, the best performer in this portfolio is Broadcom, or AVGO, that is having a slight pullback over the past few episodes, but that doesn't stop it from being up a massive $207.11, or 90.29% all time. On the flip side of that coin, the worst performer in this portfolio remains Old Dominion Freightline, or ODF, which has gone up slightly since last episode, but is still getting smacked around and is down $49.81, or 21.75%. While some investors might look at these negative positions and think about jumping ship, I use these dips as a chance to lower my cost basis, making the comeback into the green on these stocks that much easier. With that being said, I told you earlier in the video that I was building a source of passive income with these stocks, so let's see how slowly but surely that's going and check out the dividends received since last episode. Over the past 2 weeks, I've gotten paid 3 times just for sitting back and doing nothing, as passive as it gets. On September 30th, I received 75 cents from AVGO. Now, while we all know this isn't the 1920s and 75 cents doesn't buy much these days, looking at this chart, you can see that this payment continues to get larger and larger with each passing payout. In total, AVGO has now paid me $3.19, which amounts to nearly 10% of the total income received in this portfolio. Also on September 30th, I received a nice little cherry on top with 15 cents from SPAXX. That 15 cents was given to me as an interest payment for the cash I have sitting in the account, not invested, waiting for the very first bonus investment into this account. More on that later. Even though this isn't really a growth position or even a position at all in this portfolio, I don't stress about this payment growing over time, but here's the chart showing every bit of interest I've received to date. In total, I've now received $2.04 in interest in this account, which amounts to 6.33% of the total income in the ACI portfolio. Lastly, on October 2nd, I was sent 42 cents, this time from PHM. Checking out their chart, you can see once again that each payout is larger than the last, and PHM has now paid me a total of $1.62, which is just over 5% of the total money paid into this account. On this chart, you can see that with those September numbers added in, we finished last month with $1.91, which is 144.9% higher than September of last year, and since September also closes out Q3, we can look at that one too. Q3 finished with a total of $6.76, which was 188.9% higher than Q3 of last year, so there's progress no matter where we look. Adding in that October dividend, we now sit with 42 cents for the month, with a few more dividends to come. More on that here in a bit. In total for 2025, we're now at $25 flat, which is already 245.3% higher than all of 2024, and we still have basically 3 months left to go. A little bit ago, I told you about something called the bonus investment, and now we're going to learn what that is and how close we are to it. Once this portfolio gets to $60 in cash from interest and dividends, I'll take that money and make a $5 bonus investment into each stock in the portfolio. With that being said, I have some good news and some bad news. The bad news is that my calculations were off for the past, 15 or so episodes when calculating this, so we are a little further away from this date than it seemed. The good news is I was able to spend a lot of time fixing this, and now I actually have history for the bonus investment date going back to episode 1, so we can see the real progress that has been made. Last episode, I said we had a bonus investment date of December 26th of 2025, and after further review, it turns out that was supposed to be July 27th of 2026. Tomato, am I right? This episode, I'm 100% sure that the real bonus investment date now sits at July 13th of 2026, which is 14 days sooner than it was supposed to be last episode. On the screen now, I have history of every real bonus investment date going back to episode 1, but since that's hard to see, I'm going to share this version each episode, which will have the bonus investment date and how it's changed for the past 10 or so episodes. I'm really upset that I made that error on my projections, but I'm now hopeful that we can get the very first bonus investment into this portfolio sometime in Q1 of next year by doing what we've been doing and staying consistent. Now, to close out this episode, why don't we look a little into the future and see what passive income and ex-dividend dates are headed our way between now and the next episode. The next update to this portfolio will be on October 20th of 2025. Between now and then, we have a few key dates to keep an eye on. As far as ex-dividend dates, we have Intuit and MasterCard on October 9th, and AbbVie and Alamo Group on October 15th. Then, regarding payments coming our way, we have two, Steel Dynamics on October 10th and Intuit on October 17th. Will the rebound continue and push us to another all-time high, or will we cool off a little to end the year? Let me know what you think down in the comments and meet me back here in 2 weeks to find out. And that wraps up this update to the Anyone Can Invest portfolio. If you got any value from this series or just find it entertaining, go ahead and make sure you tapped on that like button, as that puts it in the algorithm of other people that also might enjoy it. Have any questions or suggestions to make this series that much better? Let me know down in the comments, as I personally read and respond to every single one of them. And if you're curious what this portfolio could look like years from now, check out this video right here. But until next time, see you.